Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cavion with vlog episode number 20. What? Woo. 20 episodes in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I see a few views going on, a few likes here and there, so I appreciate the interaction. Yeah. So today's episode, I want to talk about. I want to go back to the creative side of your music, but outside of the actual music itself. I touched upon this before in a previous video. I'll leave a little link thing up here talking about having high quality photos, right? And how it's important to have high quality photos and to find photographers who, are starting out. So maybe you could, negotiate something, possibly get a few free photos because they need to, increase their portfolio or what have you, whatever the situation may be. So, I actually want to talk about the creative side of, photos, but in terms of your album artwork, right? So, there's this Instagram page that I follow called Burstimo. So the word burst, Burst, and then IMO, Burstimo. And Burstimo, they are a music marketing company, and they've helped a bunch of different musicians, independent musicians, really break out into the scene. Get that, that blue check. That goal that a lot of artists have to have that blue check on their Instagram page, and they've done really good marketing strategies for different artists, and really have gotten these artists out there. I myself have reached out to them, hoping to get some help with that. Haven't heard back, but everything happens for a reason and in its own time. But to not get off subject, they say one of their videos, they have a bunch of videos on YouTube, Instagram, so on. They say how it's very important for you as an artist to have good artwork, good album artwork, because in a lot of ways that is what gets people's attention just as much as the music, and more importantly, it's what people see. So a lot of the time, it's like back in the day, if I'm 30, so back when I was like, between 12 and 15, 16, if I'm in, Virgin Megastore or Tower Records, I don't know if any of you remember Tower Records, but if you were in one of those stores, a lot of the time, if you didn't know the artist, if you weren't there specifically to pick up the new CD of one specific artist, you would just thumb through and see what was what. And more often than not, if it's a really cool album cover, if the artwork is really dope, you're gonna be like, oh, this looks cool. I wonder what this sounds like, And back then, Virgin Record Store, and I think Tower Records, I don't remember exactly, but I know Virgin Megastore had this, where if you wanted to, kind of hear, listen to what certain songs sounded like, and I think actually Barnes and Noble has this. I think you could scan the barcode. You could scan the barcode of the of the album, and then like listen to a couple of songs. I think or something like that, like a few records. I don't know if it was the full song or like maybe 30 seconds or something like that, but it was it was a little snippet, a little preview. But you usually wouldn't do that if you weren't captivated by the artwork of the album itself. The same rules apply, even though it's digital, it's digital age now. The same rules apply, because if you don't have a captivating photo or captivating artwork, something to really get people's attention, then it doesn't really it doesn't really make it easy, or it doesn't make it easier for you to get your music out there. Um, there's this duo, Coco and Breezy. They're twin sisters, and very cute twin sisters. And their album artwork is very simple for their most recent song that came out called Convo. And it's just a picture of them, and it's like looks like a selfie photo, nothing crazy. You can see it just like looks like their kitchen in the background, and it's in the middle of the whole square. It's like a rectangle in the middle, and then you have a pink phone on one side and a blue phone on the other side. And these are like old school, like you have to turn the wheel to get to this certain number type of phones. And each sister is like, they have like some aesthetic that matches the phones. So like one sister has pink eyeshadow and it matches the pink phone, and it's on one side, and then the other one is blue, so on and so forth. And it's cool. But when you look at their Instagram page when they first came out with the song, or when they were promoting the song, it was like a short little video of each phone. Like each phone was actually a short little video snippet, and you saw the color, like color pink and the color blue paint was being poured onto these phones. So it was a nice little animation. I mean, I don't even think animation is the right word, but it was a nice little video clip of something moving, something happening. That it's like, oh, this is subtle and it's cool, and it went with the chill vibe of the song, like the way that the paint was coming down and a very slow, relaxed motion. It worked with the song. So, and the song itself has like over 1 million streams on Spotify, and they only have 3 songs out. Now, granted, they have other projects that they work on. They have real estate. They have real estate bought up somewhere, for that. They have their own eyewear line, like their own sunglasses and stuff. So it's not that music is their only thing, but it's like their main passion, or a focal point for them. They also have a podcast, but I'll talk about different things that you should be doing as an indie artist. I'll talk about that in another video probably. But back on subject. When it comes to having those aesthetics, you want to make sure you have, like I said, great album artwork. That's what's important. But it's also important that you have great artwork that works with the song, You don't expect to have album artwork of so let's say something like 90s rap, right? You don't expect to see a Snoop Dogg or a Nas or a DMX type or Ludacris type of album artwork, and then it'd be like a Fall Out Boy type or Green Day type or Panic at the Disco type of music. The album artwork doesn't work with the song. It doesn't. It's not cohesive. It doesn't come together properly. So it's very important that the album artwork that you have reflects the material. You have to make sure it reflects the song itself. And you can definitely find a way to add your brand into your album artwork. For example, I know when Ed Sheeran was really starting out, the aesthetic there was the color orange, but he also had the orange paw print on his acoustic guitar that he painted. So he had it as like that was the color, and it worked with the album artwork, which was at the time Plus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Plus. So it carried over, like the brand, like the color for the paw print. It was the brand kind of in a way, and it carried over into the album. And it might have also been because he's ginger, so he has red hair. I don't know. I don't know if ginger is a derogatory term. I don't think so. I hope not. So if you're watching this, Ed Sheeran, no shade thrown at you. You know, it's all love. I'm learning, but but yeah, you know, he was able to bring his brand into the album artwork in one way or another. And it was simple, you know. It's just the plus sign, you know. You get what it is, you know. Even even a third or fourth grader understands that, you know. And I'm thinking like plus, multiply, divide, like they get that. So it's important that you have, like I said, your album artwork has to work with the project. It could be a single, it could be an EP, it can be an album, but there has to be. I think, I mean, it's just me. It's a little bit more difficult to kind of put. It's kind of difficult to put album artwork for a larger project. You know, to really have some sort of overarching photo that like kind of represents the song. You know, uh, even though the saying goes, "Don't judge a book by its cover," everybody does that. You know, it's just what happens. For example, like a good for me, a good album cover that I can think of is like Green Day's Dookie album, right? It was like a photo of like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like it was like great detail in it. A whole bunch of different things were going on. You had no idea like what was like. It was so much stuff going on, and you know the album itself, there's a lot going on. But then same band, when they came out with American Idiot, it was very simple. It was I'm not gonna say a crude drawing. It was a more like a simplistic drawing. You know, it had the album name American Idiot, their band name under it, and just a hand holding a heart-shaped hand grenade. You know, and that that aesthetic was, you know, it was all throughout the album. Billy Joe was using the hand grenade phrase in different songs throughout the entire album, and it's like it was a connect. It was that one thing that connected the entire album. So there are different ways to do this, you know. Um, yeah, like I said, for me, I think it's harder. Classic background noise, you know. My videos aren't my videos without them. I guess I don't know, but yeah, the albums, like to have artwork for the albums, I think is a little more difficult in my opinion. But that's only because nowadays people's attention spans are much shorter, and and it's not even like the fault of people. Like I'm not saying oh it's the new generation's fault that their attention span is so short. No, technology has made it so that everything is immediate. You know, so it's just the way that things are progressing. You know, it's the trajectory of you know society now. So like for 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 you artists out there, when you're making your music, you have to. I've said this in a previous video. You have to make sure that your song doesn't go past 3 minutes nowadays. Like you have to hit the ground running when it comes to your song. You know, if you have a song that you think would do good as a TikTok challenge, you have to make sure that you have something at the beginning of the song. Or I know there are certain ways that you can actually have certain parts of the song be the focal point. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first 15 seconds of the song. You can switch it so that it's only one section of the song. I forget how though, but you have to make sure you have something that's captivating, something that you know grabs people's attention. Because if they're making a TikTok video, you have 15 to 30 seconds, maybe a minute, but a lot of the time, unless you're like telling a story, unless you're one of those people telling an actual story, people aren't going to be wanting to watch for an entire minute. or now Instagram Reels. I think they just recently expanded it from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. So you got between 15 and 30 seconds to get that person's attention. But a lot of the time, if you're making music and you have a great song, but you don't have a great, cover art, if you don't have great cover art for a song, it might get looked over. So, my suggestion to you guys as indie artists, and I say this because this is what I use, like I spent all day yesterday working on album artwork, like artwork for each of my singles and creating merchandise. I'll talk about that in a future video also. But yeah, I would suggest to you guys use the app Canva, Canva, canva.com. It's also an app. Download it. I would suggest getting the pro membership. It's a 30-day free trial. So I would say if you're tight on money, I would say get that 30-day free trial and get to work. Like, get at least 5 to 10 different artwork, album artwork created or something like that. Get on top of that, because it's not just the music. It's not just the music. It is a whole bunch of different things. Remember, you are a business. Even though Coca-Cola is amazing, as far as the general populace is concerned, I don't like Coca-Cola. I don't drink soda like that. If I do drink soda, it's either ginger ale or seltzer water. I'll have orange soda, I'll have orange soda from time to time, but I'm focusing on eating and drinking healthier. So I actually just got this little bottle in the mail yesterday. This company is called Dylan. It's a company that created a water bottle for you to actually alkaline your water, turn any water into alkaline water. So I just got that in the mail. But for soda and stuff like that, when it comes to Coca-Cola, it's a great taste. That's the whole basis of it. But people also like Pepsi, and a lot of the time, if you pour Pepsi and Coke into a glass, and a person might not be able to tell the difference. That's where branding comes in. That's where there's that aesthetic. It's the same thing with music. Your song might sound just as good as a Demi Lovato song. Your song might sound just as good as a Justin Bieber song. Production, lyrics, vocals, engineering, everything might be just as good. But if you've got no visuals, then a lot of the time they'll be like, oh, this sounds like Demi Lovato, or this sounds like Justin Bieber, or whatever. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about in today's video. Get on top of it. If you guys are indie artists and you have great music, make sure you have great album artwork too. That's important. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later.